Hi, this is Mama Rose, and I just got done making the sous vide video, and now I'm going to go ahead and make the chocolate candies that are keto friendly and also carnivore friendly. So I wanted to show you when I did it last time for the bark. I used this right here that I get from Trader Joe's, and this is like $2.69, and it's 3.5 ounces, and I use this 3.5 ounce. So if you can't get this really good stuff, this stuff will do. You go ahead and take a look at that, take a screenshot of it or whatever. So when you go to Trader Joe's, it's $2.69. You can get this, and it's really low in carbohydrates. I mean, the whole bar has 4 servings. Each serving is 6 grams of carbohydrates and 4 grams of fiber. So you have 2 grams of net carbs per serving. So 4 servings, that's 8 grams of carbohydrates for this whole bar. And it is just chocolate liqueur, 93%, and cacao nibs, 7%. And when you bite into this, you'll get little cacao nibs in there, which is kind of neat. They're little crunchy things. And so if you do want to do it this way, you can do this. This is 3.5 ounces, and the cocoa butter I use is 2 ounces to that. So I've already measured out my, Well, I've already measured out 2 ounces of the cocoa butter, and then I'm going to go ahead and get my real special thing right here. I found this lady at the farmer's market, and she sells this raw cacao from Ecuador, and although it doesn't say organic, you know, they got to go through all kinds of things to say that it really is sustainably grown, and it's really okay, and it's good, and so I'm starting to use these, and these are really beautiful. And they are delicious too, and they're creamy. And that, oops, this is the nubs right here, which I'm going to use. You'll see. This is the chocolate right here. I bought lots of bags. I went crazy. These are a little expensive. I think they're $9 a bag, but there's quite a bit in here. I'm able to get 2 batches that I make with this. I can get over 2 batches with this. So $9, if you really, it's really not a whole lot more expensive, if it even is more expensive. So I'm going to go ahead and get down here right now, and we're going to go ahead and watch this as I do that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish putting in, I want to do 3.5 ounces of these as well. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to go, I was in Michael's the other day looking for these, or Hobby Lobby looking for these molds. These are $4.99, and they have all different kinds. So you can do one kind of nut in this, and we don't eat peanut butter because it's not good. So I would, if you did want to do peanut butter cups, this is the style you'd use. So I have 3, and I need half ounce, a half. But I was in there and I noticed they have all the chocolates like these in that aisle. You don't want to ever do that. Those are just nasty. The nasty. So we want to do this the right way. One of the things that I mentioned to somebody when I was doing this, they thought that I used a double boiler, and I wanted to show you that you don't need a double boiler. Let me back this up a little bit. And I use this, you can use a Teflon pan or a stainless steel pan. This is fine. And I just dump it all in here like so. That's it. And then I turn it on. So let's see if I can do this here. Program, low, there we go. And I can go up a little bit. So we'll go to like 120. And then I think that's going to be good. See if it's going on here. Yeah. Let me see. I put my glasses on and see if I have to say start on this thing. There we go. And you know, I did want to mention to you, I have several of these induction plates right here. And the reason I got this one is when I was making bone broth soup, I wanted to go 72 hours, and this is the only one that goes more than 6 or 8 hours. I have other induction plates like Paula Deen. They're real pretty, but they don't go very long, and they don't go down to 100 degrees. 120 is the minimum. Now I am using 120 here, but if I want to lower it because I feel like I need less heat, I can do that. But the Paula Deen one, you can't do that. So I like this one. It's round. It takes up less space. Now I don't make bone broth this way. I stopped doing it this way. We're just waiting for this to melt. So I don't think I got the thing going. Something's wrong. Ah. What did I do? All right, let's start all over again. There, I'm just going to go on high, and then I'm going to go down. Just till it gets started. And I think it's okay. I think it's starting. Let me go get a spatula. So while we're waiting for that to heat up, which I don't even think it's heating up. Do I got the wrong kind of pan? No, that pan works on it. So why isn't it working? Maybe it needs time. There, it needed to have time. Oh boy, is that noisy. Oh, I don't know if I like that or not. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to set this down on the floor and let that just start melting while we put the rest of it together. But you get the idea, don't you? You get the idea. So, oh, and I forgot the sweetener. So I'm going to put the sweetener in there. I'm going to wait till it melts a little bit, and then I'm going to put this sweetener in, a half a cup of this right here, lakanto powdered, and that way it doesn't get, I tried doing it with the granulated one, but it kind of crystallizes in the pan, and so that wasn't good. And then, of course, once it melts, you'll see, because I'll have it here, I put this in, mix it up, and then I'll take a little bit of this. Instead of using vanilla, I'll use something like this, which gives it a little more sweet and the vanilla flavor. But again, you can flavor it however you like. You can put peppermint in it and have like a peppermint. You know, the sky's the limit. So I did have some macadamia nuts, and they were salted, and I don't really care for the salt in the chocolate, although a lot of people love that. So what I'm doing, I just rinsed them off and dried them with a paper towel. And so we're just going to put them in here, one in each one, or a half in each one, however you want to do it. Now I did go ahead, and if you've seen any of my videos, you know whenever I use a nut or a seed, I will go ahead and soak it overnight, drain it, and then dry it in the dehydrator. If you don't have a dehydrator, again, you can use an oven and on low, like 200 degrees, and just leave the door open a little. And you know, if you have a induction oven with a fan, that might be a little easier. But if you don't, you can dry them anyway. And I do that to break the phytic acid or the enzyme inhibitors that are in the nuts. So I got the walnuts here. Oh, look at this. Let me get the, boy, that is going good. Let me bring you back up here to speed. There we go. And I'm going to lower this because this is way too, we don't want it that hot. Let me get it way, way down. In fact, I'm just going to do 100 degrees. There. Look at that. You see, you don't need a double. Let me get this thing so you can see it better. Oh, I love this new tripod that I got. Isn't that nice? Okay, so see, it's almost melted. When it's done melting, you're going to see I'm going to go ahead and add the sweetener in it. And if you want to, you know, because a lot of times with chocolate, you'll add a little salt in it just because, you know, it kind of helps bring out the flavors in the chocolate, believe it or not. So see, that is almost melted. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so while we're waiting for that to finish doing that, you see, so what I was saying is I went ahead and I chopped up the pecans because I want to get a little bit in each one of these, and I thought, well, the pecans are too big to put a whole one in here, but I thought, oh, that would be really good. And again, these are, you know, pecans that I soaked overnight and I dehydrated, and I made sure they were nice and dry, because there's nothing worse than biting into a candy that has nuts in it and the nuts are not crunchy. I like crunchy. I do some sunflower seeds as well. I have some sprouted sunflower seeds that I got at Costco, and I'll do some bark out of that. That's in the chocolate video that I made already. And the only thing about this is that you got to make sure when you do this that the chocolate gets all the way down to the bottom. So sometimes I'll put a little chocolate in first, and then I'll go ahead and add the other. And then on what I'm going to do on here, see, I got coconut I'm going to put in here, but I'm going to wait. So go ahead and I'm going to stir this up a little bit more and shut this off. I think I can shut this off now, but I can't see a thing, so I have to clear and pause. Okay, that's pretty good. So we're going to take our powdered sweetener, and I don't really want this super sweet because I like the dark chocolate, and we don't really want a sweet taste if you're on keto or carnivore, because, you know, it still will give an insulin release if you have that real sweet taste. So believe me, when you're eating this, you're not going to get a real sweet taste. So I'm just kind of breaking up the sweetener in here. As you can see, it kind of chunked up a little. In fact, if you turn I'll start that again. If you turn that on and get it warm, it'll go ahead and dissolve. But I'm not going to add the liquid sweetener until I'm done, because I don't really want to cook the liquid sweetener. It is monk fruit, and is it monk fruit? Yeah, it's monk fruit. Again, this is this brand right here. But even if it's liquid stevia, I don't know, for some reason when you heat it, sometimes you can get a real bitter flavor. So once this heats up, honestly, I've known some people to put butter in here as well. And what I'm actually going to do in this recipe is I'm going to go ahead and put a tablespoon of coconut oil in here. And this is flavored. This is not a refined coconut oil. I'm just going to go ahead and put one in there. Sometimes I'll put more. And one of the reasons why I'm using the cocoa butter is it has 0 carbohydrates. And it has a good amount of fat. And if you're on keto or carnivore, you're trying to get as much fat in there as you can, good fat. And so here, I forgot what I was saying. I use the cocoa butter because it's got a nice flavor and it is low in carbs, and it'll stretch the chocolate. So I got almost twice as much as what I bought, and I have lots of the other. I just like to mix it up. This is the recipe I came up with. Other than it's working for me, and it's really good. One of the problems that I had with making the fat bombs, which I'm sure you've run into with just the coconut oil, is when you hold on to them, they start melting right away. So I wanted something a little bit more solid, and as I showed you on the cocoa butter, you can get little wafers. I bought in wafers that look just like these cacao wafers too, and they're nice, but I ended up getting it this way. So, and then what I'm also going to do is I did some with these nibs in it, these chocolate nibs. In fact, I might just put a couple in with the pecans. I think I'll do that. I am going to do another tray of something with coconut in it, which we'll do in a second here, and I'll put cocoa nubs in there. So I like biting into these. It's just a nice dark chocolate taste, but these are really good, and they're really good for you. And again, I get them from the Communal Uprising chocolate.com from Sedona. And so take a look at that. And she said, I forgot why she said she came up with that name, but that is not a commune. I thought it was a commune, but she's just a really neat gal, and we are going to do a video with her and learn all about how good cacao is from her, because she knows everything about it. Her name is Sherry, and she goes to the farmer's market every Saturday, and I see her there. She makes the most wonderful truffles, and who knows, we might even get her to do a little demonstration for us and teach us how to make truffles, and then we can order lots of her the little raw cacao, so we can make our own truffles. And she does have the powder as well. So okay, we're all ready to go with this, and I'm going to get my glasses on so I can see. Let me shut that off. I have this little pitcher right here that I'm using. I love it for doing my little chocolates. So you have to do whatever you find. This just happened. I found this and I was like, oh, how exciting. So let me get this over here a little bit more, just closer. I'll be right back. I'll try to get this a little closer. So as I said in my other video when I did the sous vide, I was so excited I found this on the internet, this this tripod that has a gooseneck on it. And boy, is that nice. Now when you start pouring this in here, you'll see it'll kind of shrink down a little bit because it's going down in the bottom through all this, through all the chunky stuff. Now it takes about a half an hour really is all it is for this to cool down. You know, I always run, you know, lose track of time, and I go back a lot later than a half an hour and it's done, but they pop right out beautifully. And at the end of this video, we ate them all, so the ones that I did before, so I'm not going to be able to show you a finished one. I might take a picture of one of these and then try to post it on the page. And I'm just talking away while I'm doing this. You know, I could just say, okay, you get the idea and let's go. So I'm just going to do this one here. My little picture's so cute. If you feel like it's not getting all the way down to the bottom and you want to make sure that nobody knows what's inside of these, because sometimes it pops out the top and you can't help knowing that there's something in it. But you can see they're kind of bubbling a little. You can just take the back of a spoon or something like, oh look, chopsticks, they're good for a lot of stuff. Look at that. You just mix it around a little bit, and that makes sure that the bottom is all covered, so it looks really like a pretty candy, you know, when you're done. Or like I said, you could put a little chocolate in first and then start putting your stuff in and then add the chocolate. But then you still have the problem of maybe it not getting in around all of those. So see, once I did that one, a little air in there. There. Now that one's done. This is a little bit over. Now I've already measured this out, so I don't have to taste for sweetness. And it's really very bitter still. I'm going to go and put this in the fridge. Be right back. Now, if you have a cookie sheet or something to put these on, I just hold it like this and I don't have any trouble. So again, this is the same principle. Is you just pour in here like so. And boy, I love these. Macadamia nuts, my absolute favorite. But I do like pecans. I do really like pecans. And if you watch any of the videos like I do, you'll find that one of the top nuts, when they tell you what nuts to eat, is going to be pecan. I was very shocked. I thought it would be a macadamia nut. But pecans are really low in carbohydrates, and they got a lot of good stuff in them. So pecans are a winner. Macadamia nut actually, and they got a lot of fat, pecans do. Macadamia nuts have a lot of fat. They're real low carbohydrate, but the pecans are even lower carbohydrate, which really just shocks me because they always thought this was the lowest one. So maybe they're the same. I don't have the stats right now, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And you're never even going to know what's in there either. And then if you want to, make sure that nut is covered. This is what I like to do. And I don't even care if they look a little sloppy. So, especially if I'm not taking them anywhere. Most people aren't going to like these because they're really, really dark chocolate. Then I went ahead and I have a coconut, and I chopped it up with a knife because I'm using these teeny small things, and whenever I would do the coconut, it was just too big. I couldn't get it in these little holes. So you could fill this with coconut, and then these nuts were really big. Fill this with coconut, and then add your stuff to it too. Now this is on the bottom, and it's going to look a little different when it comes out. It's just going to have like a little bed of grass of coconut on the bottom, and that'll be fine. At least people will know there's a nut and a coconut, and those kind of go together. They're both kind of tropical. Here's another little bit here. This could take a little bit more, and we got just enough left. She's quite, oopsie daisy. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Let me get some of that. Oh. All right, well, I did not want to do that, but I did it. So it's okay. We're going to take this away too. All right, now one of the things I did get, which you can do, is you can do this very thing and put some chocolate in a bowl like so, and then put your nuts in it. Like you could put the whole pecans in, which is kind of nice. If I had enough left, I would do it that way just to show you, but I want to show you this other thing. You do this, and then you mix your chocolate up with it, and then you take a little gadget like this. This is $4.95 at Michael's, and if you have a 20% coupon, or 50, I had a 50% coupon, so it only cost me $2.50. And then the chocolate drips through here, and then you just set those on your tray to dry, and then you end up with beautiful, nice. In fact, I'll just do one in here. See, like this. And I was going to do, I might even do some of these, but see, and then you just let them dry on a cookie sheet. And then you've got some really, oh, those are so delicious. And there's hardly any chocolate on them at all, but it's just enough to make it beautiful. Now, I got these. They have them in different colors. I don't know, they might be for ice cubes. They were in Target, in where the housewares are, where the dishes and stuff are, and they were $2.49 or $2.99, something like that. And they have a nice wire edge around them, so they're real firm. But I like these because I got these originally to make the sous vides. Oh, which our sous vides are done. Let me just go get that. They're all about that sous vide. Yeah, see, here's the sous vides I made earlier. Goes there. Okay, I'm doing a bunch of stuff at once, but I got them to make the sous vides. Watch that video if you don't know what that is. They're wonderful. But I decided I'd make little fingers, like dessert fingers. So I don't have enough chocolate, I don't think, to make a whole bunch of them. But what I like to do with these is just put coconut in them. And so I'm going to do a couple with coconut. I'm going to use up all my stuff that I have here. I have pecans. And you get a different feel because they're long. So you can, I don't know, you could do almonds in here. I have done almonds if they're small enough. But I just like different shapes, just a little variety. So the macadamia nuts don't fit very well in here though. See? Oh, there's one. Look at that. I put a couple in there, one in there, two in there. Got any left? No. So I'm just trying to use up all the stuff that I did right now. And of course, just like anything else, the more you fill it, the less chocolate that you need. So I probably don't have enough chocolate to do all of these. But I can. But because I have the little, I'm not opening up a bar, and because I have all those little nubs, you know, I can go ahead and I can make up another batch easy. But I might have it, who knows? It looks like I got quite a bit. That recipe that I gave you does yield quite a bit. As you can see, I have those 2 trays that I put. I'm not filling them all the way. I'm going to go like this just to get around the block here with these. And then if I have enough, I'll go ahead and top them off. But these are nice little snacks. I like these too. I like the little ones that I just showed you because, you know, you just pop those in your mouth easy. Now, they are not going to melt as easily as they're not going to melt like the fat bombs. And they don't really melt when you hold them, which is nice. I put a little bit of coconut oil in just for some texture and just to make them smooth. And I don't know, I like to put coconut oil in things, so what can I say? I put a little coconut oil in. You don't have to do that, but this will make it so that you can travel with them. And when Mark and I will go on a little jaunt, we'll drive, and we want to bring something like this with us, of course, I put it in a cooler. So anytime you're doing with chocolate like that, I put it in the cooler. So see, I did not have enough for these right here. So what I might do, and I could fill these more, so what I might do is just take my recipe and just make a little bit more. In fact, I might make a whole batch right now because I am going somewhere and I want to bring some of these with me. And I would like to do some of the pecans, and I have almonds If you watch my other video where I did the bark, I have the almonds. I got these from Earth Shift as well, and they're raw, unpasteurized almonds, and then they had the skin on them. I soaked them overnight. I popped the skin off, just like popping off like a bean that has a hard shell. We just pinched it. Watch the video, you'll see. And then I ended up with these. I dried them, and so I like doing these because I used to like almond joy bars, so that was my thing. But I love this in a bark, or I bought this to do them so I get individual ones, and I lost it, so I had to go back and buy another one. But this thing is really, really great for doing that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. You know, and when you're doing carnivore or keto, you really need to be able to have a little snack once in a while. And what I like about the chocolate is it kind of gives me a little boost. And I have 2 or 3 of those, and believe me, I am done. It's not like you feel like you can't keep eating them. They're just too rich and chocolatey to keep eating them. So I did go 25 minutes, sorry guys, but hopefully you enjoyed this. Have a great time making your chocolate desserts, and thanks for watching.